Hi everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. If you're new here, I am Amy from Neurotic Mom Bakes. A couple weeks ago, I sent one of my kids to the store to get some groceries, and on the list was lemons. And instead of just getting 2 or 3 lemons, they came back with a giant bag of lemons. So I spent the next week experimenting with all sorts of lemon recipes. So what you're getting today is lemon poppy seed bread with lemon glaze, and it's delicious. So let's get started. In here, I already have 1 cup of granulated sugar. And to that, I'm going to add 12 tablespoons of unsalted butter, or 3/4 of a cup unsalted butter. And I'm just going to cream that together. While that's working, I'm going to start zesting some lemons. Now let's add 3 eggs to that. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, now we're ready to add our lemon juice and lemon zest. So I'm zesting some lemons here. And when you're doing that, you don't want to scrape too far, just a couple scrapes and then find a new spot. Otherwise, you'll get the bitter white part, which you don't want. You only just want that outer yellow zest. Don't skip the zest part. This adds so much flavor. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just put all that zest in. It's about 2 tablespoons of the lemon zest. And then I need 1/3 of a cup of lemon juice. So I'm going to get my juicer, and here's a trick. Roll your lemons and kind of push down, and it gets the juices flowing, and you'll get more juice out of your lemons. Another trick is you can put them in the microwave for like 15 seconds. Get them kind of warm, and you'll get more juice. Mix in the juice and the zest. Okay, so in here I have 2.5 cups of flour, and I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. And then 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Then it calls for 1/2 cup of sour cream and 1/2 cup of milk. However, when I went to get my ingredients out this morning, I'm out of sour cream. So 1 cup of milk will work. That's what I'm going to use today. But if you have sour cream, use that. It just adds a little bit more depth and moisture and flavor, just a little bit. So now I'm just going to alternate my dry ingredients with the milk, kind of like when you do cake, starting and ending with the dry ingredients. And then before it's fully mixed, I'm going to pull this off and stir in the poppy seeds by hand, just so you don't overmix it. Okay, now I'm going to add 2 to 3 tablespoons of poppy seeds. I like a little more, so I'm gonna go with 3. Now, these will work for both loaf pans and muffins, so I'm gonna do both today. This easily makes 2 large, regular sized bread loaves. I'm gonna use some smaller mini loaves today and probably do a few muffins as well. So I'm gonna prep my pans first. I'm just gonna spray generously. And then I'm just gonna, in the bread loaf pans, I'm just gonna dust with a little bit of flour. And then just for extra insurance, I'm using these small pans because and they're disposable. I want to give some away to my neighbors. My neighbors really look forward to my YouTube filming days because I have so much stuff left over. Okay, let me get my ice cream scoop. We're gonna fill them about 1/2 to 2/3 of the way full, or 1 standard size ice cream scoop full. For the loaf pans, you do not want to fill them more than halfway full. Any type of bread like this, you don't want to fill them too full because then the edges get too done and the middle is not done enough. So I go just slightly less than half full. Okay, it looks like I'm gonna get easily 5 mini loaves. These are about 2 by 4 inches and half a dozen muffins. These are going to go in a 350-degree oven. If you're doing the larger loaf sizes, it's going to take longer. I would say about 40 to 50 minutes. These smaller sizes are going to cook quicker, so I'm gonna start with probably only about 16 to 18 minutes for those and 20 to 25 for these. All right, while that's in the oven, let's work on our glaze. I have some powdered sugar. All you need is powdered sugar, vanilla, and some lemon juice and lemon zest. So you're going to need about 2 to 3 cups of powdered sugar. We'll just start with a couple. And then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then I'm just going to zest and juice some lemons. And then you're just gonna add enough juice to make the consistency of glaze that you want. Less juice if you want thicker, or more if you want it a little bit more runny. A little goes a long way. I know I say that all the time. So let's start with that half of a lemon. See how far that gets us. All right, that is pretty near perfect. I want it just a hair thicker, so I'm gonna add a little bit more powdered sugar. And you can just go back and forth with the sugar and the juice until you get the consistency that you want. Perfect, okay. And we'll just wait for the bread to come out of the oven. If you're gonna let this sit for a minute, I would get some plastic wrap and press it down on top of that so it doesn't form a skin. Okay, these are out of the oven. So the muffins took only about 14 or 15 minutes, and these mini loaves ended up taking about 24 to 26 minutes. So I'm gonna pop these out. And it's best to do this while they're still a little bit warm to put the glaze on. Actually, I'm gonna leave some of these in, but I'm going to pull one out just so we can cut into one and see what it looks like. Because I'm gonna be giving those away to my neighbors. All right, let's put some of this yummy glaze on top. This smells so good. And you can just put on as little or as much as you like. If you like it running down the sides, go ahead and be very generous. Okay, my friends, you have to try this one. If you like lemons, you are going to love this. So let me know what you think, and if you want to see more recipes and tutorials just like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel.